It's your boy, Football Time. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. New massive college football 26 update. 100 new changes. My goodness gracious, 100? God damn. Shout out to Eric Rayweather for this one. This one's the earlier one. You guys will be seeing this very early compared to normal, but I had to watch this right here. And also, I did see EA put out the first gameplay of Madden 26. I'm not sure if I'm gonna react to it. If I do react to it, it will be posted tomorrow. So, yeah, just subscribe to your boy right now and turn on the notifications because you're not gonna want to miss every time your boy upload a new reaction. Man, oh man, I'm super excited for this one. Let's get into it, baby. Let's go.
The biggest update of college football 26 that we've all been waiting for is upon us. EA Sports just revealed everything that's coming in tomorrow's update, so I'm going to break it all down
it's
for you
tomorrow.
right here. We've got a
Okay.
ton of gameplay stuff that was addressed and added, a ton of Dynasty stuff, a ton of Road to Glory stuff, presentation updates, audio updates, new mascots added, new uniforms, and more. And if you don't want to miss out on any of the important news for college football 26 all year long, make sure to subscribe and turn the bell icon on because I drop all the info as soon as EA releases it. So let's start with gameplay. We've got blocking, we've got coverage, and some more stuff to talk about. We're going to start with coverage first. They've done some fixes with the hard flats behavior. Defenders now stay closer to the line and recognize swing routes as threats in the flat. I'm curious to see how this goes because I felt like hard flats just weren't being aggressive enough. This should be a big help. They've also enhanced cover 2. The middle defender now gets deeper, maintaining better leverage position against deep threats, especially from 3-by-1 formations. In cover 3 match, logic improvements for defenders when reacting to slot receivers to out-leverage the defense on deep routes. In cover 2 match, which also includes cover 6, cover 9, and zone blitz cover 2s, logic improvements for defenders guarding inside and vertical routes, especially in formations like bunches and stacks. Improved defense against outside throws and motion-heavy offenses. They've also done work with cover 4 quarters, cover 4 palms, and cover 6. These are matching defenses, which they do work pretty well against a lot of stuff, but against certain things, sometimes they can dumb out and not play it correctly. So it looks like now against certain sets, they will have the proper behavior. Now let's talk about blocking. This is an area that I've seen some of the most complaints about. Let's see what they did here. It says, for pre-play, it says they resolved an issue where QB animations prevented players from making protection adjustments after blocking the running back. That was definitely an annoying glitch. The protection menu now closes automatically after making an adjustment. That was another annoying issue. You kind of had to set your line adjustments a certain way. You had to hit the buttons at the same time or the menu just wouldn't close. Super annoying. Blocking line enhancements. They improved the recognition of stunts and loops across base, empty, and slide protections. That's interesting because stunts were working really well, which I don't really have a problem with, but let's see how they work after this. The base protection is less effective against stunts, reflecting its man-on-man nature. Blockers are better at identifying late blitzers and avoiding premature handoffs that lead to free rushers. Pocket behavior. They did tuning to decrease the likelihood of pass blockers staying in double teams unnecessarily. They reduced frequency of illegal man downfield penalties. I've definitely seen some people complain about that.
Wow.
And the edge rushers now better recognize when they're being out-leveraged by scrambling QBs.
If my offensive
Difficulty tuning. Here is something interesting. They increased the pass rush effectiveness on Heisman and All-American. They decreased the pass rush effectiveness on lower difficulties. Now, I'm going to be honest. I felt like the pass rush was already pretty good on All-American and Heisman. I don't really think it needed to be increased. I already felt like I'm fighting for my life sometimes trying to get these passes off. So it's interesting that they increased it there. However, I think decreasing it on the lower difficulties does make sense because people that are playing on varsity and freshmen, they're doing that because they're not somebody that does get the ball out quick. They will struggle against good pass rush. So I think if it's too good on those difficulties, that's a problem. So that's a good adjustment. But maybe because they did some tuning with blocking overall, that's why they're increasing the effectiveness on Heisman and All-American. But I'm going to say that kind of has me shook because I already felt like it was pretty good. Now let's talk about run blocking and run sheds. Targeting fixes. They resolved issues where blockers missed or switched targets in the open field, including on RPOs and core blocking schemes. Run game enhancements. They added logic to allow users to be able to untarget defenders on run plays using ID the Mike. That's actually interesting. So that could be a nice high-level thing there for running the ball. They fixed bugs causing double teams to split too slowly, preventing blockers from reaching the second level. That definitely was a bit of an issue there, so let's see how that works. Lead blocker logic and halfback targeting in under center formations have been improved to target the biggest threat in the open field. Engagement and shedding logic. Defenders' leverage now appropriately affects block outcomes. Defensive linemen shed blocks more realistically in short yardage situations. Edge players no longer disengage inside or take unrealistic inside angles, and they reduce defender control on block steering interactions. Animation and ratings logic. It says defenders with big ratings advantages now trigger super win animations correctly, and they fixed issue where edge rushers didn't respond properly to scrambling QBs. So we'll see if that maybe helps with QB contain potentially, because it definitely was not very good. Run fits and pursuit. Tuning to improve effectiveness of QB contain defenders versus play action bootlegs. Tuning to improve man coverage effectiveness versus jet motion, specifically for the defender to continue following the motion through the snap. And the last little bit about gameplay here are playbooks. They did a lot of stuff here. They adjusted the wildcat and flexbone plays, including the QB power swing, direct snap, and fullback dive logic. The direct snap and that wildcat QB power swing were super broken, so it looks like those won't be as effective anymore. They fixed blocking issues on rocket toss, buck sweep, and pistol halfback wheel plays. They improved motion consistency across play sets and fixed alignment issues in no huddle formations. They added new content to the Army, Navy, Air Force, and option generic offenses, including new flexbone and wingback formations. They introduced the go-go generic offense and expanded the air raid generic playbook. They added goal line set to the UTSA and made single back spread default to 4 wide receiver. They fixed pitchman behavior on option plays and improved backside edge blocking on RPOs and play action. They improved the deep poco route to better sell the post, so maybe that double move will be better. And they reduced snap delay on the reload and double motion plays. Now let's move on to Dynasty. I know people are always waiting for a ton of stuff when it comes to Dynasty. It says here that they've added 2 new awards, which are both available in the trophy room. The Sean Alexander Award, given to the best freshman of the year, and the Jet Award, which is given to the best special teams returner. Moving on, it says to help players make better decisions when determining who to target in the transfer portal, career wear and tear is now shown in the player module while viewing the transfer portal spreadsheet. They corrected an issue with lighting and game times. Now in-game times properly reflect local time. This means that a 9 p.m. Eastern time in Hawaii will correctly be at the 3 p.m. local time. They added new scheduling rules for non-Eastern time teams to ensure their games start at the correct times. Added additional rules reflecting the limitations on day games in Arizona in the early months. They tuned ability prerequisites to better align with positional archetypes. They updated skill groups for many archetypes to ensure they have access to every ability for their archetype, especially toughness. Multiple fixes to playing style grades across various archetypes. They increased speed and acceleration for safeties and recruit generation, especially 3- and 4-star coverage specialties and hybrids. The Pro Potential My School grade now properly updates after draft results and before the start of the transfer portal. They increased the number of players in the transfer portal who start in the open status. When in the record screen, switching between national, seasonal, and game tabs will now maintain your current filter, allowing you to easily view a team or conference's career, season, and game records. They also updated some records for teams that were wrong as well. They've also did some work with the Super Sim, reducing the number of pass attempts for AI teams, increasing yards per catch for teams with elite wide receiver ones, increased design QB run plays to ensure that running QBs more closely align to their real-world rush attempt averages. They fixed an issue where non-user coaches could appear as vacant in the schemes and playbook screen, fixed an issue where you'd be unable to change a player's position after viewing their player card, fixed an issue where the team win percentage did not include bowl games, and honestly, there's just still a bunch more fixes here, so I'm going to pop the rest of them up here on the screen so you could pause and read. Just don't want this video to drag on too long, but as you can see, they did a ton of work in correcting anything that wasn't right for Dynasty. Moving on to Road to Glory, here are all the fixes for that. When adding a school to your top schools list, you will now see the school has offered a scholarship regardless of whether or not they're in your top 10. They fixed an issue where offers would be given or revoked when advancing to signing day. They reduced the amount of test readiness needed to pass your exams to more closely align with scrape by. Notice if you already have a low GPA, you still need to get a higher than scrape by in order to be eligible.
I remember seeing people first play Road to Glory and like it was like, should we study or should you go to some dance or something like that? And I saw people, man, we ain't got study. And you got an award, you got like +2 or something like that for your player for the next game. But then when you went to the other screen, when you press continue, you went down. Like some schools was like, you know what? Nope, he not about studying. I'm revoking that offer. So, hey, you gotta study sometimes, all right? You gotta sacrifice to get where you want to be, okay? Even in the game. And I know people are gonna say it's not that serious, but guess what? If you want to make it believable, there are people out there that want it to be as serious as it can be. Sorry for hitting my mic, by the way. So, yeah, I mean, hey, gotta keep them grades up, my boy.
Some people were having trouble with the exam, so hopefully this helps it. They also reduced the amount of wear and tear damage from training, which is good. They added new sponsorship deals to be earned via NIL, which is pretty cool. And there's a few more up here that you can continue to read on the screen, but we're going to move on now. Let's talk about presentation, players, equipment, uniforms.
Woo-hoo!
This is the
This
stuff
my favorite
that I
right
get
here,
excited
baby.
about. So they adjusted the neck length and helmet fitment on most all players. So this is something that, I don't know if it was just a bug or what, but if you look at players in the game, it looks like a lot of players don't have a neck. The helmet fit also is off on a lot of players, so it looks like they have made adjustments there. When the update's actually out, I will go in and kind of detail all these little things and make a separate video showing you the changes. They adjusted hair helmet on placement for players with longer hair, because if you notice, some of the hair was kind of glitchy coming out of helmets and stuff, so it sounds like they fixed that. They added new alternate uniform elements for Ohio, Notre Dame, Boston College,
New
Tennessee,
alternate
Tulane,
uniforms?
Tulsa,
Nah, I gotta
Iowa
see
State,
these.
Mississippi State, and Cincinnati, and they did put up a screenshot of the new Tennessee.
Woo-hoo! God damn. Damn, Tennessee. Y'all coming like that? Look at the black, and then you got the little black stripes with the gray. I ain't gonna lie, this orange. One thing I can honestly say about Tennessee's orange, it is one of the best colors in college football. Like, and at night, what? When they had like the all orange on, oh my god. I ain't gonna lie, that do be. This right here though is fire. Look at this, bro. Look at the detail right here. Got the black, got the black right here, got the orange, and then you got the little stripe just like here. Oh my, the black undershirt. Ooh, arm sleeve. Bro, look at the visor though. Oh my god. Look at the helmet. Okay, Tennessee. I ain't know y'all was coming like that with y'all all
smoky gray, so
I
that
ain't
is
know.
kind of a
I ain't
little
know. I'm
preview
sorry.
of what we're getting. Again, when the update's out, I will go in, kind of get video of all of this and make a separate video to show you all the little details that changed. They also updated or added new home and or away sets for Washington, Liberty, West Virginia, Toledo, Georgia Tech, Houston, Tulane, Western Michigan, New Mexico State, Temple, and Cincinnati. So I know some of those teams for sure got completely redone uniforms. So now that they were revealed, EA can put them in the game, so those will be in tomorrow. They also adjusted current uniform assets for Central Michigan. They fixed the helmet. For North Carolina, their numbers. And for Marshall, their jersey collar. Moving on to audio updates. They increased crowd reactions to big moments. Love to hear that.
I love that right there.
Pre-play swell tuning for different stadium attendance sizes. They updated crowd assets for general pregame and Road to Glory first-person runouts. The deep pass anticipation reactions updated to improve timing. So maybe that's from like the commentary. Sometimes they're a little late reacting to the big play. They did tuning to on-field collision sounds. They adjusted UI sounds across multiple modes. And they also added new crowd themes for the following schools.
Especially when it comes to crowds.
New crowd themes included in this update are exclusive to which schools you are playing against and the time of the year. And you can see there's a big list here of probably like half the schools in the game. So a lot of new crowd themes for those. I'm guessing this means like striped crowds and stuff like that. That's what it sounds like to me, so that's pretty cool.
Remember they had,
in terms of music
when they had
chants,
show BYU
in 25 theme. They added Mr. Brightside to Missouri. I did see people complaining about that,
okay.
saying that Missouri actually used that before Michigan. So good that they've added it there for
Oh,
them.
they
They added All Hail Washington State after Washington State touchdowns. They added music to the Vols chant at Tennessee. They added Pump It Up to Michigan after the PAT on the first touchdown. They did an update to the Good Old Song for Virginia, added more chants for
What's that?
Arizona,
The Good
and they
Old
added
Song.
sound effects for the Missouri State Canon. They also made a few commentary changes here, which you could see up on the screen. Nothing too
Fixes for
major,
fair
but just a few
catching,
fixes and some
fair.
additions. And they also added a few new mascots to the game,
God
which is pretty cool. Here they added
damn,
mascots for
my
Apple.
boy look clean. Who is this? Who is this? Is this the Washington mascot? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think I've ever seen a Washington mascot. Is this him, or am I tripping? Cause I'm looking behind, and this looks like Washington. I could be wrong. Could be another school, but oh my God, got the crown on. Hey, man, I see you, my boy. Looking so fresh, looking so clean. Ooh, yeah.
Appalachian State, Virginia, UTEP, James Madison, and
UTEP.
Memphis. And up here on the screen, you can see one of the new mascots that will be in the game. And once again, I will get footage of all this stuff for you on tomorrow.
Who is
And that's
he?
not all. They also
Is
added
it
some
UTEP?
field art updates for Kansas, the waving wheat end zone design, and various corrections for other field art for other teams. Now, if you want to know about some other really cool things that are in
This was a lot of information. I apologize once again for not really talking as much as I normally, but a lot of this was stuff that I don't really get into. But for people that are really into this, I feel like they're gonna dissect it and you know, really test it out tomorrow. Man, oh man, but that was a lot. And when it got to the presentation, hey, that's me right there. And Texas uniform looked fire. That mascot looks so cool. I don't know who he's the mascot for. I'm guessing it's Washington, but then I heard somebody YouTube. I don't know. It's too many college football teams, okay? It's way too many to know which mascot is which, because some schools don't have a mascot. It's too much. It's too much. But we shall know in Eric Rayweather next video, which might be tomorrow. Not really sure. Since the update comes out tomorrow, I'm kind of guessing he's gonna you know, upload video about it. But man, oh man, this is the big one right here, guys. The big one that a lot of people wanted. We shall see how it goes. But that's gonna do it for me, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.